Now, this is the little illustration. I just used it very briefly the other day, but I can amplify it a little. And I hope that somehow this will make it clear to you. It's like there are two different ways of making a journey from a certain starting point to a certain destination. One is a map, the other is a personal guide, okay? The map is perfect. It tells you everything you need to know. The map is the law. And Paul says of the law of Moses, it was perfect. It was holy. It was good. Never does the Bible say there's anything wrong with the law. The problem is not in the law, it's in us. The other alternative is a personal guide. Who is the personal guide? That's right. As many as are regularly led by the Holy Spirit are sons of God. Now, one of the causes of man's fall and one of its effects is an innate desire to be independent of God, which is born into every child of Adam. See, it was there in the initial temptation. Satan said, if you eat of that tree, you'll be like God. What's wrong with being like God? That's not evil. What was the evil? The evil was trying to be like God, independent of God. And the root of all sin is not the desire to do evil. It's the desire to be independent of God. And that's the ultimate thing that God has to deal with in every one of us before we can become the kind of people that He wants us to be. And it takes a lot of dealings of God in the lives of most of us to bring us to the place where we're willing to be simply and humbly dependent upon God. Okay, so we have this young man. He's a university graduate. He's strong, he's healthy, and he's presented with the choice. Now, do you want the map or do you want the guide? Well, he says, I've got 2 degrees, I'm healthy, I've got sense, I'll take the map. All right. Starts out, sun is shining, birds are singing, the road is very easy to follow. He says, this is a piece of cake. About 48 hours later, things have changed. He's in the middle of a dense forest in the middle of the night, on the edge of a precipice. It's raining hard, and he doesn't know whether he's facing north, south, east, or west. And at that moment, a gentle voice says, can I help you? Oh, Holy Spirit, I need you. Well, give me your hand, and I'll get you out. So off they set out together, and after a little while they're on the plain straight road again, and the sun is shining, and so the young man says to the Holy Spirit, he said, I've got a wonderful map here, perhaps you'd like to look at the map. So the Holy Spirit says, I don't need the map, I know the way. Besides, he said, I'm the one that made the map. So after a while, the young man says to himself, well, I was silly. I didn't need to panic like that. I could have made it on my own. And he turns round and there's no Holy Spirit there. You don't have to give the Holy Spirit 2 hints. He takes the first one. So he goes on, and about 4 days later, he's in the middle of a bog. And every step he takes, he's sinking deeper. He says, I can't ask the Holy Spirit. But this gentle voice says, perhaps you need me now. Oh, Holy Spirit, give me your hand. And out he comes. And they're on the road again. Now, the question I want to ask is, how many times does that have to happen? Most of us have gone back to the map several times before we really saw we couldn't do it without the guide. That's what righteousness is. It's not following a set of rules. It's being led by the Holy Spirit. Now please understand, when I say you're not made righteous by keeping a law, that doesn't mean you can break all the laws. Because the alternative is not doing your own thing. The alternative is being led by the Holy Spirit. And the Spirit of God will never lead you to do anything evil. The question is, can you trust Him? And what's inside most of us is, well, I know myself. I think I'd better go back to these rules, because that's where I'm at home. The trouble is, we always mess it up with the rules. We've got to take the risk of being led by the Holy Spirit. And I want to tell you this, the Holy Spirit is a person. He's not a set of rules. He's not a theological concept. He's not half a sentence at the end of the Apostles' Creed. He's a person, and you've got to learn to relate to Him as a person. You've got to be sensitive to Him. I believe the most successful ministers today are those who know how to relate to the Holy Spirit and do it. Charles Finney, one of the world's most successful evangelists, said the exact measure of a minister's success is the measure of the Holy Spirit in his ministry.